Hello and welcome to Nature's Brilliance. Today I have prepared a more intriguing video containing all our favorite mountains by continents. Following last week's video, some of the mountains were not included and you had your requests, I had all your questions and I have heard it all. Where is Mountain Kilimanjaro? Why isn't Denali in the list? Well, today's content answers all these questions as I will be giving the highest mountains in the world by continents. So stay to the end of the video to know where yours lies. But before we get into today's content, intro. We start with Asia, which hosts most of the highest mountains in the world. With the top highest mountains in the world located in this region, we have Mount Everest, and it's located between the borders of Nepal and China and in the Mahalanga Himalaya range with a height of 8,848.86 meters or 29,031 feet. This is in fact the highest point on Earth and the parent mountain of most of the top 10 mountains in the world, including K2 and Makalu, which I gave a brief description in my previous video. The first ascent of the mountain was by Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay on the 29th of May 1953. The success of the expedition came at the right time and made it to the morning of Queen Elizabeth II's coronation on the 1st of June 1953, making it a great day for the British. There exists a little mystery surrounding the ascent of the mountain, as in 1924, two climbers, namely George Mallory and Andrew Irwin, never returned from their expedition. Arguments are about whether the duo made it to the summit or failed on their way there. Mallory's body was found later at 26,760 feet on the mountain. In South America, we have Mountain Aconcagua in Argentina, which has a height of 6,961 meters or 22,838 feet, and is located in the principal cordillera of the Andes mountain range in the Mendoza province. This is the highest mountain outside Asia, although Asia has mountains which far exceed this mountain's height. First attempt to summit the mountain was made in 1883, where the Europeans, led by German geologist and explorer Paul Gasfeld, bribed the porters with the story of there being treasures in the mountain. This is such a convincing and much more exciting way to seduce people into going on a dangerous journey with you, and I believe it to be the ultimate approach. Immediately I hear this, I'm just coming with packing my bags straight to the mountains. Let's go find that damn treasure. The first recorded ascent was in 1897 by a European expedition team led by British mountaineer Edward Fitzgerald, where the Swiss guide Matthias Zurbriggen reached the summit on the 14th of January 1897. Fun fact, as of 2020, the youngest person to reach the summit of Aconcagua is Tyler Armstrong from California, and he was only 9 years old when he achieved this amazing feat on the 24th of December 2013. Upon discovering this during my research, I looked back and asked myself, what was I really doing that year? I guess I was just thinking about how I was going to feast on all the food on Christmas. No one has time to think about mountain when there is food around. Another young female to reach the peak is Kamia Katikenyan at the age of 12 on the 1st of February 2020. Just so you know, this mountain isn't an easy climb, and in 2009 alone, 5 people died, while several others are injured each and every year. Third on the list, we have Mount Denali in North America. To my Ghanaian brothers, this isn't named after that one girl Delali who you messed around with that night at the party where no one was looking. This is Mountain Denali and is situated in the Alaska Range in the interior of the U.S. state of Alaska and is the centerpiece of the Denali National Park and Reserves, and has a summit of elevation 20,310 feet or 6,190 meters, making it the highest mountain peak in North America. The first recorded attempt to the summit was in 1903 by James Wickersham, but was an unsuccessful expedition. Nonetheless, in 1906, Frederick Cook claimed the title to be the first to ascend the mountain. But the attempt is unverified and legitimacy is questionable. Allegations are that he never really reached the peak of the mountain, and evidence is said to be found in the photos he took when he reached the summit of the mountain. The first verifiable ascent was on June 7, 1913, by climbers Hudson Stark, Harry Caston, Walter Harper, and Robert Tatum. The Kyokan people who inhabit the region have since named it Denali until 1896, when a gold prospector named it Mount McKinley in support of the then presidential candidate William McKinley, but it was changed to its original traditional name Denali in August of 2015. From Africa and fourth on the list, we have Mountain Kilimanjaro, and this is a dormant volcano in the northeast of Tanzania, in East Africa, and in the Kilimanjaro region, standing at a height of 5,895 feet, or 19,341 feet above sea level, making it the highest mountain on the African continent. It has three volcanic cones, namely Kibo, Mawenzi, and Shira. Its last eruption is dated between 150,000 and 200,000 years ago. This is the late Stone Age period where humans had clothing and expanded their feeding to include marine resources. This mountain is part of the Kilimanjaro National Park and is a major climbing destination, a place I'm actually excited to explore in the future. The German missionaries Johannes Rebmann of Mombosa and Kaf were the first Europeans who have attempted to reach the mountain. First ascent was on the 6th October 1889 by Hans Meyer and Ludwig Pascheller. The inhabitants of the area, the Jaga, have an interesting story on how the mountain and its cones came about. This is about a man named Tony who provoked the god Rua to bring famine upon the land. Due to his action and the punishment of the god, the people were very angry, forcing him to run from the land. No one wanted to protect him except a solitary dweller who had stones that could supernaturally turn into cattle. The dweller begged that he, Tony, never opened the stable of the cattle, but he didn't listen to his request, and this allowed the cattle to escape. Tony chased the cattle, but the fleeing cattle threw up hills to run on, including Mawenzi and Kibu. The pursuit finally came to an end when Tony collapsed on Kibu. On the fifth spot, we have the highest mountain in Europe, and is the leading and popular mountain in all of Europe and Russia, Mount Elbrus. It is located in Russia and is situated in the western part of the Caucasus, and is the highest peak in the Caucasus. It is a dormant volcano with height of 5,642 meters, or 18,510 feet. The last eruption is dated around 50 AD. To put it into more perspective, it is around a period where Christianity is introduced throughout Nubia by a high official of Queen Judith, and the early invention of paper and the paper making process by Chinese inventor Kai Long. It has two summits. The western summit, which is the highest summit, has a height of 5,642 meters, or 18,510 feet, and the eastern summit had 5,621 meters, or 18,442 feet. The eastern and shorter summit was first ascended by Kila Kashirov, a guide for an Imperial Russian Army scientific expedition team in 1829, and the western by a British expedition led by Florence Crawford, Frederick Gardner, and Horace Walker in 1874. Vinson Massif from Antarctica falls in the 6th place, making it the highest mountain on the Antarctica continent with an elevation of 4,892 meters, or 16,050 feet. It is a large mountain massif. A massif is a section of a planet's crust that is demarcated by faults or flexures. It lies within the Sentinel Range of the Ellsworth Mountains, 1,200 kilometers from the South Pole. The mountain was discovered in 1958 by a U.S. Navy aircraft and was later named after Carl Vinson, a United States representative who was an outstanding supporter in funding for Antarctic research. I love it when things are named after people. It shows a life worth living and a name that lasts forever. You never really die, but go on to live forever. Alright, back on track. The first ascent to the summit was by Nicholas Clinch in 1966, a leader of a merged expedition team from the American Alpine Club, and was officially named the American Antarctica Mountaineering Expedition. By February of 2010, 1,400 climbers have attempted to reach the top of Mount Vinson. Just so you know, multiple guide companies offer guided expeditions to Mount Vincent at a typical cost of around $30,000 per person. Finally on the list, we have PUNCAK JAYA. It is the highest mountain on the Australia-New Guinea continent. This is located on the island of New Guinea with an elevation of 4,884 meters or 16,024 feet, and is the highest point in Indonesia. Among islands around the world, it has the highest peak on the earth. It can be found in the Sudirman range of the western central highlands of Papua province in Indonesia. The mountain is located 4 kilometers west of the second largest gold mine in the world. This is one of the mountains I'll be willing to explore. Who knows, maybe I might actually find some treasure. It's also one of the most demanding mountains to climb despite having the lowest elevation. This is because of the weather conditions and the glaciers that cover the mountain, and is known to require a lot of technical skill in climbing even though it is not physically demanding. The first ascent was in 1936 by Colin, Dorsey and Weasel. The peak of the mountain was not reached until 1962 due to the harsh conditions on the mountain, and this was by an expedition led by Henry Kara with 3 other expedition members. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's content, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.